Welcome back to the Mafuba Jar, where you've been sealed away for another amazing video. And today, I'm going to be giving you guys a deck profile on my new and updated Fuse Zamasu deck. And with set 3 now finally among us, there's so much stuff out right now. So many new deck ideas to try, so many new leaders, and just so many new strategies. And from what I'm seeing, some people are having a hard time trying to figure out what the best build of certain decks are, just because there's so many things to do right now. But there's also a lot of things from this new set that help buff up old decks as well, and Fuse Zamasu is definitely one of those decks that gains a decent amount of support. So this actually may seem familiar because this was actually the first deck profile and battle we did, and also between Chris's Trunks deck as well, which that also has a lot that gains from this new set. But enough rambling, let's do a little recap on this guy. Fuse Zamasu is a rare leader that came from set 2, and he is a blue leader. Very nice artwork, by the way. And his activate main is once per turn you choose one card in your life and place it in the drop area. So he self-awakens, which is good. And if the card you place in the drop area was blue, you could draw a card. So immediate possible draw as well. So pretty good activate main. And his awaken's a little different than most because instead of awakening at 4, he actually awakens at 2 life. So let's go ahead and check out his awakened side, Absolute God Fuse Zamasu. And his permanent effect is that if damage is inflicted to your life, you place 5 cards from the top of your deck in a drop area instead, and 10 cards if it's double strike, 15 triple strike. You get the idea. So yeah, it basically means that like your opponent can no longer make you draw life for game. They have to deck you out from there, which there's still a lot of ways to protect yourself. So you want to protect yourself as much as possible, because even though decking out does take longer than taking life, there is still a lot of double and triple strike out there, which can make you deck out very quickly. So that is a bit of a weakness with him. But again, we run a lot of the defense in here as well, so there's definitely ways around that. And he has the usual auto to draw a card whenever he attacks, so pretty standard leader stuff. Definitely a good control. He was a good control deck in the past, but now with the green cards for Zamasu that we got, he can be a little more aggressive now, which is really cool. So that does it for the leader. Let's get into our cards here. The first one I'm going to be running is, of course, 4 copies of Universe 10 Supreme Kai Gowasu. He's a blue 1-drop, and you play him, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, you search for any god among them, and you add it to your hand. And there are a lot of gods here, as you can see. Goku Black counts as a god, Zamasu obviously, even Piccolo counts as a god. So, lots and lots of different things here you can search with this guy. And speaking of search, we're going to be trying out one of our new search cards here. 4 copies of Trunks Bridge to the Future. Now, he's a 1-drop green, and his auto is when you play this card, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose any sand you find, add it to your hand, and place the remaining cards in your drop. And we run quite a bit of sands as well. Just like Goku Black counts as a god, he counts as a sand too. So you can search him. We've got Trunks here we could search. This Time Patrol Trunks, just so many things we could search with this guy. And of course, to go with them, we run 2 copies of Unyielding Justice Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, mainly because he's a blocker and barrier, which helps with the defense that I told you about, because even though we have the almost invincibility with our life on his awakened side, we don't want to be milling too much either, because that's resources that's going into the drop. So we definitely want to have ways to protect ourselves. And he's a 4-drop, but you evolve him with 1 green and 2 of any energy. Blocker and Barrier, which is pretty good. And his auto is when a card evolves into this guy, you draw a card. So it's a little bit of additional draw as well. So it's pretty good. I definitely have no complaints about him. Alright. Next up, we're going to be running 3 of the new Evil Psyche Zamasu. Now, it is a 2-drop that is Blocker, Indestructible, and Barrier, which may seem like a completely busted combination, but they did balance it a bit, because its permanent is that this card cannot be switched to active mode, and you can only have 1 Evil Psyche Zamasu in your battle area. So they did kind of balance this guy out, which with that balance there, it makes it seem like you only really have 1 good block with him, but he is a permanent Unipatara material on the battle area. Which I know that same thing also goes for the 4-drop Zamasu that's invincible. Really, it's a 3-drop. But because of Zamasu being your leader, but it's technically a 4-drop. It's just, I don't like the fact of tapping 3 energies just to play that 1 Zamasu. Sure, it was indestructible and had 15,000 power, which was kind of nice. But at the same time, with a deck like this, you want to be careful with your energy spending. So definitely having a 2-drop one is very helpful as well. But if you prefer to 3-drop still, go ahead and run it. I'm not going to stop you. Alright. Next up here, we run 3 copies of the new Terra Scythe Goku Black. Love the artwork. Can't really complain about it. So he's a 3-drop, 15,000 power. Not bad. And his auto is when you play this card, you play 2 Shadow Tokens. And the Shadow Tokens have 10,000 power, 0 combo cost, and 5,000 combo power. So these tokens actually have combo power. And when you do that, you can choose 1 Zamasu from your deck and add it to your hand. Any Zamasu whatsoever. Color, power, and energy cost do not matter. And when you do that, you place 1 card from your hand in a drop area. So, pretty good way to search Zamasu cards from the deck. Not to mention, getting out 2 Shadow Tokens with that. So in total, you have 3 cards that are attacking your opponent's leader. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I can't really deny that. Not to mention, again, I love the artwork on this. I love the artwork on both of these, actually. Really happy that we got mixed colors for Goku Black and Zamasu. Alright. Next up here, we have 4 copies of Unyielding Spirit Trunks. Now, you use them for comboing. When you combo with this guy, if your leader is blue and it's during your turn, you can choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. And it doesn't matter the energy. It could be blue, green, black, any energy. As long as your leader is blue, you could retap it, which is really, really good. Alright, next up, I'm going to be running 4 copies of Boost Attack Piccolo. I'm a little iffy on the Kibito Kai one. Because I do get that it's practically the same thing as Piccolo, except it can bounce a combo card from your opponent's combo area to hand. But, I don't know, like, to me it's more of a defensive one than anything, because you only draw off the Kibito guy if your opponent has no cards in their combo area, which, if you're attacking, yeah, that's great. It's the same exact thing as Piccolo, and it's a god too, which you could search with Gowasu. Great. But if you're trying to be defensive, and your opponent plays multiple, if they play multiple combo cards, and you're not able to bounce them all, you don't get the draw with that 1 card. So that's why I'm playing it safe for now with Piccolo. I might change it to Kibito Kai later, but right now I'm just playing safe with him. If you want to try out the new Kibito guy and see how it works for you, then I'm not going to stop you. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just trying to play it safe with the Piccolo for now. Alright, next up here, I run 4 copies of Time Patrol Trunks. And Overwhelm is definitely live in this deck because with our leader alone placing a card from life to drop every turn, definitely fuels up our drop for Overwhelm. He's an Overwhelm with 3, and his auto is when you play his card using Overwhelm, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose 1 of those cards, add to your hand, and place the other either on top or bottom of your deck. So it's a really good searcher for whatever, honestly. Even though the top 2 doesn't seem like much, you could get any card you find there. So it's really good. And next up here, I'm trying out 2 copies of the new Xeno Evolved Trunks we got from the... I keep on wanting to say Barda, but it's technically the Masked Saiyan starter deck. And he's a Xeno Evolved 4, so what that means is that you place this guy into your warp area to play him. He has a double strike, and his auto is when a card evolves into this card, choose up to 1 of your battle cards in your warp area with an energy cost of 3 or less and play it. So that revolves around so many things. Like, that could be an Evil Psyche Zamasu. That can be a Terra Scythe Goku Black, and you still get its auto because the auto doesn't specify you have to play it from hand, and this doesn't negate any skills of the cards that you play. So there's definitely a lot you can do here. You could even bring this guy out if you want, because again, he doesn't specify it has to be from hand. Let's see, am I missing anything? No, okay, no, I didn't miss anything. That's good. But no, yeah, that actually has a decent amount of combo potential you can use with it, as far as what cards you can bring back from your warp. Alright. Next up, going to be playing 4 copies of Joyful Strike Goku Black. I am so glad this card is now finally affordable. So, you guys may notice him more in Goku Black decks, but you can play him as Zamasu as well, because of its auto here. When you play this card, if your leader Black is Zamasu or Goku Black, you inflict 2 damage to your life, and you do choose up to 6 in your energy, and you retap all of them. And actually, even though this is seen a little bit more in Goku Black, He actually almost works better in Zamasu because on his Awakened side, it says if damage is inflicted, you can mill 10 instead. And his auto says when damage is inflicted, not you draw 2 life. So with that wording, you could activate this. When your leader's awakened, you mill a top 10, and then you still get to retap all your energy. And if you're up to 3 life and you're able to activate this guy, add 2 life to your hand, and then retap, then awaken, that's even better. So, yeah, that's why in that sense, this card actually works better in Zamasu. But again, you don't see it too often because people like myself like to go for the combo to where you play this guy, retap your energy, then immediately evolve into the 8-drop and kill 3 of your opponent's energy. It's a really fun combo. I certainly love doing it. But like I said, this guy himself works great with Zamasu. Not to mention, it's a really good material to have. You could just attack with him and then go Patara right afterwards. Sorry about that. And speaking of Patara, let's now get into our few Zamasu cards here. I run 2 copies of the old school 10-drop Infinite Force and 2 of the new Twisted Justice Fuse Zamasu. Now, for those of you who need a reminder on Infinite Force, he's a 10-drop, but your Uni Patara is 3 blue energy and 4 of anything else. And he's indestructible, so nothing gets rid of him. And as always, when this card attacks, choose up to 1 card from your opponent's battle, energy, life, and hand, and you place all of them at the bottom of the deck in any order you want. So basically, when you get this guy out, it's really just a countdown. Like, when you get him out, you are going to win eventually, unless they make you mill all your cards. So basically, they either need to make you mill all your cards quickly, or it's game over for them. Like, this will eventually do it. And I'm trying out 2 of this guy right here because he's actually pretty good. He's a cheaper Unipatara with 1 green and 4 of any other energy. So you're definitely going to be making him a lot more often than him. He's double strike and indestructible, which is a pretty good combination. And his auto is when you play this card, choose either up to 2 cards from your opponent's battle area or 2 cards in your opponent's hand, and your opponent has to place them in the drop area. So it gets rid of battle or hand cards. And not to mention double strike, indestructible. Like I said, that's a pretty good combination. Not to mention he's again a lot cheaper to bring onto this guy. Can't stress that out enough. All right, now we're just going to get into our extra cards here. 4 copies of Whis' Coercion. Still arguably the best in the game. The game would not play a Zamasu deck without this. 4 copies of Sensu Being, along with that combo Trunks, just because retapping energy in this deck is everything. Just because the more you're able to retap, the more stuff you're able to do. And last but not least, I still play the 4 copies of Objection. Now, in a lot of these decks, now with set 3, Objection is going to become irrelevant in some decks. But I feel with a deck like Fuse Zamasu that it's not going to be irrelevant. Just because you still need a decent amount of energy to do things. But that's why. So there, guys, go. That was my blue-green. I suppose this is technically a tricolor deck, but I don't know if decks with black are going to be considered tricolor. So let's just say blue-green-black Fuse Zamasu deck. There we go. That's a simple name for it. So yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And hey, who knows? Let's see how powerful this deck can become, because Zamasu gained a pretty decent amount of stuff with this set. So maybe since Goku Black had his little brief time to shine, maybe now this is Zamasu's time to shine. Let's see. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later, and you have been released.